Hey, it's Miss Pritchett at the Appleton West Library, and I'm book talking what I have to define as a realistic romance. Because I think it is equal parts romance and equal parts realistic, may make you cry kind of book. And not because romance is going bad, but because of other things going on. So it's called Private Label, and it is by Kelly Yang, who I think is an outstanding author. I read her other YA book, Parachutes, which is outstanding, but her middle grade novel, Front Desk, is one of my all-time favorites. So I can't wait. I hope she comes out with another YA book. Okay, so we have Serene, Serene Lee. It's actually L-I, and her mother is a fashion designer and up and coming in the big time of fashion designers, which is haute couture. And I remember looking that up one time, but her mother is, at the beginning of the book, her mother is headed off to New York for New York's Fashion Week. And her mother collapses at something and they discover she has cancer. So that's the realistic storyline going on. There's a fight over whether to sell a lot of the investors want to sell the design company, which is some stuff like I didn't really know, like Tommy Hilfiger and a lot of these other things. Like the designers have sold them off and they're owned by somebody else, her mom kind of puts Serene in charge, and Serene's 17. She's worked for the business, but she's like, I'm not ready to be in charge. And there's things she sees wrong with how this all works, and she wants to change things. So there's a lot of tension over having a 17-year-old in charge of this business and only working there part-time. So within this story, there is this romance, and I apologize because I'm going to say this name wrong. It's Lian. I think it's Lian. And he is, so Serene was born in the United States. Her mother was born in Beijing. So Lian was born in Beijing and came to the United States with his family. His parents wanted a better life for him. And his parents, particularly his mother, very, very, very strict, study, go to MIT, go to Harvard, become an engineer. And that's not what he wants to do. He wants to be a stand-up comedian. He doesn't want to do all this test stuff, and all the stuff his parent wants, but he knows it's out of love too. So they kind of get together because Serene is really kind of try to push away her Chinese culture and be more American. She's dating somebody else at the time, partly because he's popular and it brings her in with the popular crowd. And she really honestly doesn't know a lot about her Chinese heritage. She doesn't speak Chinese. There no specific Chinese dishes. So she actually ends up, it's not that she doesn't know Lian because they go to school together. Also, she's kind of on the wealthy side. Lian is not. But Lian starts a club to make his resume look better for college. And it's a Chinese club. And Serene actually goes there because she needs him to translate a letter for him. She's always trying to figure out who her father is and stuff. So she finds some documents and things like that. And she's always trying to. But like I said, this is a really lovely romance. Like I said, Serene is dating somebody else at the beginning, but you could just see that these two are destined to be together. And Lian loves his Chinese heritage, and he loves sharing it with Serene. And then there's kind of this heartbreaking story of Serene and her mother's illness. And at the end of the book, I think it comes more to home because the author talks about how during 2020, when the world was in the COVID crisis, her mother was in Hong Kong and fell and was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, which is what Serene's mother has. And it's just, she talks about her own struggles with this, and that writing this book and writing the love story of Serene and Lian, but also including the struggles of dealing with the cancer and all that stuff that goes with it, helped her get through that point in her life. So while it does say realistic up here, I did also write romance because that was before I read the book, and now I'm like I'd have to write put the romance as equally big letters as the realistic, because it really is both. So I think this is a great choice for people who like their romance with a little, it's a feel good romance, but also it's got this realistic storyline that kind of makes you like. So to me, it's the perfect combination. So I hope you might come and check out this book, or I've got other books that are similar to this. But I can recommend a whole lot of other books if this is not your genre at all. So come in, and it's my job to keep everybody reading.